Sports.
Good news, sports fans.
Good news. That's it. Good news, sports fans.
There you go.
Yes. Good news, sports fans. We came up with a name. So let's talk sports. Let's go with baseball. America's pastime. Mets
Do we
fan.
have to?
Mets fan.
Do we have to?
Also Seattle Mariners fan.
Do we have to?
Diehard Yankee fan. So it killed him a little bit, but made me a little bit happier when the Yankees got Ichiro Suzuki for basically nothing.
Even when you said it right now, I literally felt something.
The Mariners actually paid the Yankees to take Ichiro Suzuki. The Yankees got money. How does that make you feel?
Awful.
was-
What did you want me to say?
Face of defeat. When we get multiple cameras, I'm going to zoom in on his tears.
I was at dinner, and I watching the TV, and I see Suzuki traded for two no-name
pitching prospects. As ESPN said it.
And then right after that, it said, so I didn't see who traded for him. And then right after that, it was Yankees versus Seattle, like later tonight, whatever.
He played that game. They traded him and they played.
And I just had a feeling. I just had a feeling that it was supposed to say Yankees before.
Like millions of lives all cried out at once and they were suddenly silenced.
Silence, right.
Star
It was
Wars,
awful.
folks.
It ruined my night. I hope you're happy.
I am so happy.
Ruined my
He
night.
went 1 for 4 that first game. Hit the ball hard.
He was, I think he was my favorite player in baseball since he joined the league. My favorite player was Griffey.
Of course.
Then he left, went to the Reds and retired.
Mhm.
And Ichiro came around right around when A-Rod left.
Right.
And I just
Another
loved
Yankee.
him. And just kills me. Kills me that he's on the Yankees. Could have went to any other team. Because I'm happy for him because I want him to win something.
And it's not going to happen in Seattle.
Exactly. I know that. But why the Yankees? There are many other teams.
You remember
that
how
are
good? You remember how good Seattle used to be?
Yeah.
Like when we were like 10 and 11.
Griffey and A-Rod?
Griffey
Randy Johnson?
Even before that, when they had Edgar Martinez, Tino Martinez,
Jay Buhner.
Oh my God, the great Jay Buhner.
I'm gonna shave my head and just grow just the beard.
that was years of growing.
Yeah.
That was an Jay. If you ever
Cheers,
watch,
Jay Buhner.
cheers to Jay Buhner. So that's going on baseball, but A-Rod just broke his wrist. Took a pitch off the hand.
Good.
He's out for like 6 weeks, I hear.
Good.
I
just feel nothing towards him.
He's the youngest man to ever hit 600 home runs. Again, diehard Yankee fan. I like him. I don't think he's ever going to break the record. I think he needs like 4 or 5 good seasons of 30 plus home runs, and I don't think he's going to do it. He's with the Yankees for 6 more years, but he's at what, 25 right now? Maybe no, he's at like 15 now
for this year.
for this year. And now that he's out for 6 to 8 weeks, that's most likely going to be the rest of the season for him.
I don't know. I think that's a tough one to call. I think he might do it. But I don't know. That's a different discussion about whether it should be allowed or not. But
Back to Ichiro though. He's at he just passed 2,500 hits. Do you think he'll reach 3,000 hits?
Yeah. I mean, he's good for $250 a year easy.
And that's,
I mean,
and that's
easy.
fantastic. He's still fast enough to steal bases.
He joined the majors when he was like 32.
Yeah.
You know that? He's like 40 now. He's been here for like 8
Oh my God,
years or
I
something.
didn't know that.
Yeah. So he had a whole career in Japan, then came here and is still going to have 3,000 hits.
When he was with the Mariners, they were at Yankee Stadium. I saw him warming up, long tossing. He was at one foul pole, throwing almost on a perfect fly to the other foul pole. It was unbelievable. This little man had this cannon for an arm.
And just so our viewers know, I'm actually a Mets fan first, but I kind of would rather not.
He's one of those.
Talk about that.
He's one of those. Whoever beats the Yankees.
Yeah.
Terrible. Anyways, wait. How are those Mets doing?
I just said I'd rather not talk about it. Ichiro is in the news. We can talk about him, even though it kills me inside. The Mets kill me even more inside.
So you were just loving
I'm
baseball.
having a great week for
You were
baseball,
loving
guys.
baseball right now.
I'd rather just get on to fantasy football if we can.
That was going to be my next thing. Less than 50 days till first kickoff. I don't want to play fantasy
Dan
football.
hates fantasy football, even though
even
though he does really well.
I get like night sweats thinking about my family doesn't want to be around me because I'll have an iPad, a laptop, and NFL countdown going trying to set my list. Now
and he'll call me, who's in his league playing against him, and ask for advice.
I'm afraid of drafting. I get these terrible draft numbers, and I get these shit players that do miraculous things for me.
But he does, yeah.
Brandon Lloyd, my first year, terror in Denver, and just came out of nowhere. I did 5th my first year out of 14, and then I was in the finals last year after an amazing victory.
Oh, that one's still disputed.
Because Ben Roethlisberger had to come out for one more series. Thank you, Big Ben.
We'll explain that on another day.
But
on the fantasy football show.
Right. We are, one of the main goals of this show is we are going to have a, running segment of fantasy football. We're going to talk about lineups, who do you think will be good, matchups, and things like that.
Draft. We'll help you, Dan, on the show. We'll help you get through your draft.
I get so nervous. Anyways, fantasy football will be a big part because so many people play it, and we will also be doing a suicide league again for the 4th year.
That I hate.
That suicide league is you get to pick one team, win or lose, no spreads or anything like that. Once you pick that team, you can't pick them again. Last person standing wins the whole pot.
Yep.
So I think, we're gonna do that again. It's gonna be a $25 buy-in, and is our fantasy league gonna be money this year?
Yeah. I think we're gonna get like a big group.
We're gonna do a live draft.
Yes.
Ooh. No. It'd be way too hard to do a live draft.
Are you gonna try and film it?
Yeah, but that would be way too hard.
Bring the camera, just put it.
We
in
can
the
have
room
we'll have
happens.
highlights. We'll have like a draft segment. I'll
cool
interview
montage.
people.
Cool montage.
I'll go back to my news reporting skills.
There you go. So, who are you thinking of drafting in your next pick?
We'll actually have video of me vomiting into a bucket because I get so worried when I'm the 14th pick out of 14 people.
But then you get 2 in a row.
Bullshit! You know who that gave me last year? Who did that give me last year? I gave Michael Turner and...
You're going to complain about that?
And Tom Brady. Yeah, I can't really complain about that.
Cry some more. Go to your vomit bucket. The only other thing I have to say about sports is the only other thing I've really been following, because... Well, I guess the Olympics are coming up, right? And I'll be watching them on Friday.
Opening ceremonies are this Friday.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'll probably go to my brother's apartment and watch them. But other than that, I've been trying to keep up on soccer. I've been really getting into soccer.
The Premier League?
Yeah, well, I've been just getting into soccer in general the last couple of years. So,
okay.
The preseason's coming on. All the Premier League teams, all the teams from around the world are kind of in other places, so there's a lot of teams in America now just playing games against some of the MLS teams and stuff.
Liverpool's in Baltimore this weekend.
Liverpool is in Baltimore the 27th. Yeah, this weekend. They're in Boston today.
Awesome.
So I think they lost. But
Liverpool is our favorite team from the Premiership. We're Reds fans. What else is going on in soccer land?
Not much. But it's tough to follow when the transfer windows are happening because it's just a bunch of drama. I mean, it's just every reporter, every player is linked to another team.
Yeah.
Like at some point, every player is linked to another team, and there's always a report, and then it's like they deny it, and other people say it's just like a bunch of drama back and forth. So it's hard to follow on the off seasons, but once they have their team set, then it's fun to watch to see what happens.
I saw this thing. I think it was ESPN or maybe a Yankee game. The top 3 most wealthy teams, the teams that spend the most money.
Yep.
The first 2 were Manchester United.
Yep.
The second one was I think Real Madrid, yeah. And then the third were the New York Yankees.
There you go.
So yeah.
So when Steinbrenner is buying a soccer team.
We'll see.
So yeah, that's all that's been going on in my sports world.
I'm looking forward to the Olympics.
Yeah.
I like the Summer Olympics better than the Winter Olympics. I like them both. But for those who don't know, we are Go America all the way.
America.
Yeah, just diehard Americans. But again, I like the events. I like the sprinting events and things like that, and I like the powerlifting. I think that stuff is pretty awesome. Just because
the swimming is always interesting storylines
right.
because the Americans are so good.
Yeah, Michael Phelps eats the Subway.
I actually watched a lot of the swimming like preliminary stuff.
And you get gymnastics too, like those 30-year-old girls who look like they're 12 doing like 68 flips in a row, and you're just like, I could never.
Yeah.
I'd land on my face.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So that's it for pretty much the sports.
Yep.